start.
Okay, so hello and welcome to my video for the subject or course of Artificial Intelligence in Business. Today I would like to discuss the simple concept of unsupervised and supervised learning on this very simple example of a coffee machine. So, what is a coffee machine? Well, people always try to use technology to better the things they have already in their homes or to better their simple tasks and make them, or daily tasks, and make them more easier. So they took the simple example of making coffee every day, and they eventually developed the French press, and eventually they developed even the coffee machine. The coffee machine kind of takes away the job away from the people who used to make coffee. They basically transferred it, they automated it into a machine that makes the coffee for you. You don't have to pay someone to make the coffee for you. Of course you can if you like, but a lot of people have these instead at their homes. So, well, let's look at unsupervised and supervised learning in the context of a coffee maker. So these days it is a pretty simple machine. You put in a capsule, it makes coffee, and it's a very simple process. But what is the future of this coffee machine, let's say? If you take the example of unsupervised and supervised learning. Supervised learning means that the machine learns based on a criteria that you give to the machine. So let's say we give some criteria regarding coffee, the bitterness, the color, the sweetness, and etc. So this machine, let's say, could learn to prepare new brews of coffee based on the criteria we give to it. So let's say we want maybe a more sweet coffee, or maybe more bitter, or even a better new taste. This machine could learn on its own to prepare new recipes and come up with new recipes. And what is unsupervised learning? Well, unsupervised learning basically means that the machine would learn on its own and it would come up with completely new recipes and even completely new drinks. We don't even think about it. We would give it some data and it could just come up with a thing on its own. We don't even imagine we cannot even imagine the possibilities of what it could bring. And maybe some other things this machine can do in the context of AI. Let's say this machine could have computer vision. In that case, you would come up to the machine and the machine could recognize your mood, how tired you are, how sleepy you are, and it could prepare a coffee according to your current mood. Give it enough caffeine to kind of sustain you through the day or even through the morning, whatever would you like. It could kind of recognize your face, it would know which person is kind of using it, and so on. Or robotics, let's say. In the context of robotics and a coffee maker, the robotics could improve the coffee machine in the way that the machine could put the capsule in itself on its own, or it could kind of know how to use certain stuff around it, maybe add some sugar, maybe add some milk, and so on and so on. Maybe, and if we just think a little bit further, we can imagine the possibilities of adding an AI to the coffee maker. What that could mean basically means that you can even make conversation with AI. It would completely replace the bartender you make conversation with every day. So you could talk to the coffee machine instead, or the coffee machine could order on its own. It could know how many capsules are there left, and so on and so. So the possibilities are endless. And even this simple coffee machine could present the future of technology and AI if we think about it a little.